Look at the following lists of numbers. First one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Second list is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Third one, -1, -4, -7, -10, -13, etc. Fourth one, 1, 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on. 1/3, 1/7, 1/11, 1/15, 1/19, and so on. Last one, 8, 5, 11, 27, -5, 109, 2, -13, and so on. Now, look at the first list of numbers. Can you guess the numbers after 5? Here, each number except the first number is obtained by adding 1 to the previous number. So, the succeeding numbers are 6, 7, 8, and so on. What about this list? Can you guess the next numbers after 10? Here, if you add 2 to any number, we get the succeeding number. So, the next numbers are 12, 14, 16, and so on. Look at the third list. Can you find any law for writing the numbers here? Here, each number except the first number is obtained by adding -3 to, that is, subtracting 3 from the previous number. So, the succeeding terms are -16, -19, -22, and so on. What about this list? What is the rule binding these numbers together? Each number is multiplied by 3 to get the next number. So the succeeding numbers are 243, 729, 2187, and so on. Now, look at the fifth list. Here, 4 is added to a denominator to get the next number. The succeeding numbers are 1/23, 1/27, 1/31, and so on. Now look at the last list of numbers. Have we followed any rule for writing the numbers here? We see that there is no rule binding the numbers together. So we cannot predict, we cannot guess the numbers coming after -13. Now look at the first list, then the second list, third list, fourth, and fifth. These lists 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are said to form sequences or progressions. The numbers of the sequences are called terms. Now look at these lists 1, 2, 3. These lists are said to form arithmetic progressions. Now, what is an arithmetic progression? Here is the definition. An arithmetic progression, or abbreviated as AP, is a list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. Or there is another definition, an arithmetic progression or AP is a list of numbers in which the difference of any two consecutive terms is fixed. The fixed number, the difference, is called the common difference, and it is denoted by the symbol D. Common difference can be positive, negative, or 0. Common difference T equals, here is the formula, second term minus first term, or this is also equal to third term minus second term, or fourth term minus third term, and so on, nth term minus n minus 1th term. This is also equal to n plus 1th term minus nth term. I hope you understood this. Now, symbolic representation of the terms of an AP. How do we symbolically represent the terms? Terms of an AP are denoted as follows. First term is denoted as A1. Second term is A2. Third term A3, A suffix 3. Fourth term, this is A4. Fifth term, A5. Sixth term, A suffix 6. 32nd term, this is denoted as A32. Nth term, this is An. Let us take the first term A1 as A. This is A. By the definition of AP, if we add common difference to the first term, we get the second term. Therefore, A2 equals A plus D. Similarly, to get the third term, we need to add common difference to the second term. Therefore, A3 equals A2 is A plus D plus D. D plus D is 2D. Therefore, this is equal to A plus 2D. Similarly, extending the same logic, let us express the fourth, fifth, and sixth terms in terms of A and B. This is A plus 2D plus D. Third term plus common difference. 2D plus 1D is 3D. Therefore, A plus 3D. A5, this is equal to fourth term plus common difference D. A plus 3D plus D equals 3D plus D is 4D. A plus 4D. A6 equals, we can simply write this as, look at the third term, it is A plus 2D, fourth term A plus 3D, fifth term A plus 4D, the coefficient of D here is 1 less than 5. In A plus 3D, coefficient of D is 1 less than 4. Therefore, sixth term must be equal to A plus 1 less than 6 is 5, 5D. Then 32nd term, this must be equal to 1 less than 32 is 31. Therefore, A plus 31D. Now, A plus 31D, 31 can be written as A plus 32 minus 1 into D. A plus 5d is A plus 6 minus 1 into d. A plus 4d is A plus 5 minus 1 into d. A plus 3d equals A plus 4 minus 1 into d. A plus 2d. This is, of course, 3 minus 1 into d. Now, what about A plus d? Can we bring this to the same form? Yes, we can. A plus d can be written as A plus 1d. 1 can be written as A plus 2 minus 1 into d. Now, what about the first term? A. A can be written as A plus 0d. 0 can be written as 1 minus 1 into d. Look at these expressions. We can now write nth term. Nth term equals A plus 1 less than n is n minus 1 into d. Therefore, we have got a formula here. Nth term of an AP, an, equals A plus n minus 1 into d. Now, let us make a list of the formulae to find nth term an and the common difference t. An equals A plus n minus 1 into d. This is the first formula. Also, d equals second term minus first term equals, we have already seen this, third term minus second term, fourth term minus third term, so on. Nth term minus n minus 1th term, n plus 1th term minus 1 less than n plus 1 is nth term. Second term is A2, first term is A1. Let us replace them like this. Similarly, this is A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3, an minus an minus 1, an plus 1 minus an. This is the second formula you have to memorize. Some more formulae. Look at this formula. An equals A plus n minus 1 into d. Now, bring or transpose A to the left hand side. It becomes negative. Now, let us bring n minus 1 to the left hand side. N minus 1 multiplies d. Therefore, when it is transposed to the left hand side, it must divide an minus a, like this. Therefore, we have got another formula for common difference. D equals an minus a divided by n minus 1. This is the third formula. Also, again, look at this formula for the nth term. An equals a plus n minus 1 into d. Now, let us open the brackets here. An equals a plus n into d minus 1 into d is d. Let us bring a to the left hand side. This becomes negative. Also transpose minus d to the left hand side. It becomes positive. Now bring d to the left hand side. It divides an minus a plus d. Therefore, we have another formula here. N equals an minus a plus d whole divided by d. This can further be simplified as, When we write an minus a plus d whole divided by d divides each term in the numerator. Let us group an minus a together. An minus a whole divided by d plus d divided by d. d1s are d1s are. What do we get? N equals an minus a divided by d plus 1. We have got another formula for n, that is number of terms. Again, am equals, in place of n we have m here, a plus m minus 1 into d. Let us open the brackets. Am equals a plus md, m into d is md, 1 into d is d. Take this as equation 1. An equals a plus n minus 1 into d. As before, let us open the brackets. An equals a plus nd minus d. This is equation 2. Now, subtract equation 2 from 1. While subtracting, we have to change the signs like this. You know this. You know the subtraction of algebraic terms. Am minus an equals a minus a. They get cancelled. Minus d plus d get cancelled. What remains? md minus nd. Now d is a common factor there. We can factorize this as m minus n into d. Transpose m minus n to the left hand side. This becomes am minus an whole divided by m minus n. Therefore, we have a new formula for d. d equals am minus an divided by m minus n. This is formula number 5. Now, let us learn about finite and infinite arithmetic progressions. If an arithmetic progression has finite number of terms, that is, if the terms can be counted, then it is called a finite AP. Finite AP has a last term. If an AP has n terms, then nth term is its last term. Last term is also sometimes referred to as L. For example, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 and 17 is a finite AP and it has 6 terms. Sixth term is the last term and it is 17 here. If an arithmetic progression has infinite number of terms, that is, if the terms cannot be counted, then it is an infinite AP. Infinite AP does not have a last term. For example, 8, 5, 2, minus 1 and so on is an infinite AP. This AP does not have a last term. Memorize the following formulae. First one, an equals a plus n minus 1 into d. Second one, d equals a2 minus a1 equals a3 minus a2 equals a4 minus a3 equals and so on equals an minus an minus 1 equals an plus 1 minus an. Third formula, d equals an minus a whole divided by n minus 1. Fourth formula, n equals an minus a whole divided by d plus 1. Fifth one, d equals am minus an whole divided by m minus n. Here, A is the first term, D is the common difference, An is nth term, Am is mth term, An plus 1 is n plus 1th term, An minus 1 is n minus 1th term. M and N, they denote the number of terms. Also note here that the number of terms must be a natural number or a positive integer. We say first term, second term, fifth term, sixth term. We don't say minus 1th term, minus 2th term, etc. Now, general form of an AP. First term is A, second term is A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, and nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D, and so on. To have a deep understanding of arithmetic progressions, let us solve some example problems. First one, for the following arithmetic progressions, find the first term A and common difference D. There are as many as 4 sub-questions here. Let us take the first one. Here A is 6, D is A2 minus A1 equals 2 minus 6 equals minus 4. D is negative here. Note that the arithmetic progression is in the descending order. The numbers 6, 2, minus 2, etc. they are in decreasing order. Second one, A is 5, D is A2 minus A1 equals 8 minus 5 equals 3. Here D is positive and the numbers in the list are in the increasing order. They are in ascending order. Third one, A is 5, D is A2 minus A1, 5 minus 5 equals 0. We have 0 as the common difference here. When do we have the common difference 0? When all the terms are the same. In the example, in the given example, 5 is repeated infinitely. In such cases, we get 0 as the common difference. Fourth one, A is minus 2, then D is A2 minus A1, minus 5 minus 2 equals minus 5, minus into minus is plus 2, which is equal to minus 3. We are done with the first example. Now consider the second example. For the AP, 3 halves, 1 half, minus 1 half, minus 3 halves, and so on. Write the first term A and the common difference D. Here, obviously, first term A equals 3 halves. Then, common difference D equals A2 minus A1. A2 is half, 1 half, minus A1 is 3 halves. Here we have the same denominator. Therefore, 1 minus 3 whole divided by 2, which is equal to minus 2 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2 ones are equals minus 1. Therefore, A equals 3 halves and D equals minus 1. Let us move on to the next question. Third one, here are as many as 4 sub-questions. Let us take one by one. For the first one, A2 minus A1 equals 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6. A3 minus A2 equals 16 minus 10, which is equal to 6. A4 minus A3 is equal to 22 minus 16. The difference is 6. What do we see here? The difference between any two consecutive terms is the same. That is, AK plus 1 minus AK is the same every time for each and every K. The given list of forms an AP. What is the common difference here? Of course, it is D equals 6. The next two terms are A5 equals A4 plus D. This is equal to 22 plus 6 equals 28. A6. This is equal to 28 plus 6. This is 34. Now the second sub question here, A2 minus A1 equals minus 1 minus 1. This is equal to minus 2. A3 minus A2 equals minus 3 minus of minus 1. You should be careful here. This is equal to minus 3 minus of minus. Minus into minus is plus 1. This is minus 2. A4 minus A3 equals minus 5 minus of minus 3. Minus 5 plus 3 equals minus 2. Here again, the difference between any two consecutive terms is the same. For every K, positive integer K, AK plus 1 minus AK is the same. The given list forms an AP. Common difference is D equals minus 2. The next two terms are A5 equals A4 plus D equals minus 5 plus minus 2 minus 7. A6 A5 plus D equals minus 7 plus minus 2 equals minus 9. Now the third sub question, A2 minus A1 equals 2 minus minus 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. A3 minus A2 minus 2 minus 2. This is minus 4. What do we see here? A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. AK plus 1 minus AK is not the same every time. A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. What do we infer? The given list does not form an AP. Fourth one, A2 minus A1 equals 1 minus 1, 0. A3 minus A2 equals 1 minus 1, again 0. A4 minus A3, this is 2 minus 2, 2 minus 1, this is 1. What do we conclude? Does the list form an AP? No, because AK plus 1 minus AK is not the same every time. A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2, but this is not equal to A4 minus A3. Therefore, our conclusion is the given list does not form an AP. Now consider the fourth example. Find the 10th term of the AP 2, 7, 12 and so on. Obviously, first term A is 2 here. Then common difference D. How do we find this? A2 minus A1. We can also find A3 minus A2. Since the problem states that the given list of numbers is an AP, A2 minus A1 must be equal to A3 minus A2. What is the value of A2 minus A1? 7 minus 2 equals 5. Now, 10th term A10, this we need to find. Here, n equals 10. Let us use this formula. An, that is nth term, An equals A plus n minus 1 into D. A10 equals 2 plus 10 minus 1 into 5. 2 plus 10 minus 1 is 9 into 5. Don't do this mistake. Sometimes we just add 2 and 9 together and then multiply by 5. This is wrong. First multiply 9 and 5 and then add the product to 2. 2 plus 45, this is equal to 47. Therefore, the 10th term of the AP is 47. Now, fifth example, which term of the AP 21, 18, 15 and so on is minus 81? Also, is any term 0? Give reason for your answer. Obviously, first term A equals 21. Common difference D. How do we find this? Either A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2. A2 minus A1 equals 18 minus 21. This is equal to minus 3. Let nth term An be minus 81. Now let us find the value of n. How do we do that? We know that n equals An minus A whole divided by D plus 1. You can also use the formula An equals A plus n minus 1 into D and manipulate it. But this is the direct formula. Let us substitute the values. An is minus 81 minus A is 21 whole divided by minus 3 plus 1. Let us simplify this. N equals minus 102 minus 81 minus 21 is minus 102 divided by minus 3 plus 1. 3 ones are 3, 34s are. N equals minus divided by minus is plus 34 plus 1. N equals 35. Minus 81 is 35th term of the given AP. Now, again, let nth term An be equal to 0. N equals what? Let us use the direct formula. Again, you can use the formula An equals A plus n minus 1 into D and then simplify it. But this is the direct formula. N equals 0 minus 21 whole divided by minus 3 plus 1. N equals minus 21 whole divided by minus 3 plus 1. 3 ones are 3 sevens are. N equals minus divided by minus gives plus 7 plus 1. N equals plus 8. 0 is a term of the given AP and it is the 8th term of the AP. Now, a note, the formula An equals A plus n minus 1 into D can also be used to solve the problem as is done in the textbook. It is left as an exercise for the viewers. Sixth example, determine the AP whose third term is 5 and the 7th term is 9. To determine the AP, we need first term A and the common difference D. Given that A3 equals 5 and A7 equals 9. Now, using these two values, you need to find A and D. In the textbook, they have framed two equations in two variables and then they have solved the equations to get A and D. But here, let us use the direct formula. From the above data, we can find common difference D using the formula D equals AM minus AN whole divided by M minus N. D equals A7 minus A3 divided by 7 minus 3 equals 9 minus 5 divided by 4, which is equal to 4 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4 ones are, D equals 1. Now, let us use AN equals A plus N minus 1 into D, and let us make use of either A3 equals 5 or A7 equals 9. I am going to use A3 equals 5 here. A3 equals A plus 3 minus 1 into 1. We have already found the value of D. It is 1. Now, the value of A3 is 5. 5 equals A plus 2 into 1. 5 equals A plus 2. Let us transpose plus 2 to the left hand side. It becomes negative. 5 minus 2 is 3 equals A. That is A equals 3. Therefore, A equals 3, D equals 1. Now we can find the AT. Since both A and D are positive, we can write the AP directly. First term 3, add 1, 4, again add 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Now, the seventh example, check whether 301 is a term of the least of numbers 5, 11, 17, 23, and so on. Firstly, we need to check whether the given list of numbers form an AP. To do that, let us find A2 minus A1. 11 minus 5 equals 6. A3 minus A2 equals 17 minus 11 equals 6. A4 minus A3, 23 minus 17, again it is equal to 6. For every positive integer k, k plus 1 minus ak is the same. The given list forms an AP. Now let an equals 301. Let us find n. N is what? A is 5, D is 6, N equals. Let us make use of this direct formula. You can also use An equals A plus N minus 1 into D and transform the equation to get N. But this is easier. N equals 301 minus 5 whole divided by 6 plus 1. N equals 296 divided by 6 plus 1. 2 3s are 2 148s are equals. Let us add them together. 1 can be written as 1 over 1 and the common denominator, LCM of the denominators is 3 into 3 into 3. Therefore, this becomes 148 plus 3 whole divided by 3, 151 divided by 3. But we have already seen that n must be a positive integer or natural number. But 151 over 3 is not a positive integer. Therefore, 301 is not a term of the given list of numbers. Let us go to example 8. How many two-digit numbers are divisible by 3? The smallest of such numbers, smallest of two-digit numbers which are divisible by 3 is 12 and the greatest is 99. So, the least of two-digit numbers which are divisible by 3 is 12, 15, 18 and so on up to 99. The last number is 99. Obviously, this list is an AP with A equals 12, D equals 3 and AN equals 99. We need to find N. N is what? Let us use the direct formula. You can use the formula AN equals A plus N minus 1 into D and simplify it to get the value of N. But this is easier. N equals AN minus A divided by D plus 1. N equals 99 minus 12 divided by 3 plus 1. 87 divided by 3 plus 1. 3 ones are 3 29s are 29 plus 1 which is equal to 30. So total number of two-digit numbers which are divisible by 3 is 30. Now, ninth example, find the 11th term from the last term, that is towards the first term of the AP 10, 7, 4, etc. up to minus 62. How do we solve this problem? Here, A equals 10, D equals A2 minus A1, which is equal to 7 minus 10. This is minus 3. Now, AN equals minus 62. N equals what? We need to find N. N equals, let us use the direct formula, AN minus A whole divided by D plus 1. N equals minus 62 minus 10 divided by minus 3 plus 1. Minus 72 divided by minus 3 plus 1. 3 ones are 3 24s are. Minus divided by minus is plus 24 plus 1 which is equal to 25. So minus 62 is the 25th term in the AP. By counting backward manually, we see that the 11th term from minus 62 will be the 15th term from 10. So we need to find A15. A15 equals what? Use this formula. AN equals A plus N minus 1 into D. A15 equals 10 plus 15 minus 1 into minus 3. 10 plus 14 into minus 3. 10 plus into minus is minus 42. This is equal to minus 32. Therefore, 11th term from the last term is minus 32. There is another way of solving this problem. Alternative method, let us write the AP in the reverse order, minus 62, etc., etc., 4, 7, 10. Note that the numbers here are in the increasing order, ascending order. So D equals plus 3. Look at the last three terms, 4, 7, 3. If you add 3 to 4, you get 7. Add 3 to 7 to get 10. Or 10 minus 3, 10 minus 7 is plus 3, or 7 minus 4 is plus 3. Therefore, D is plus 3 here, and clearly A equals minus 62. With these A and D, let us find the 11th term of the reversed AB. AN equals A plus N minus 1 into D. A11 equals minus 62 plus 11 minus 1 into 3 minus 62 plus 10 into 3 minus 62 plus 30. This is equal to minus 32. We got the same answer. Therefore, 11th term from the last term of the given AP is minus 32. Now, 10th example, a sum of rupees 1000 is invested at 8% simple interest per year. Calculate the interest at the end of each year. Do these interests form an AP? If so, find the interest at the end of 30 years, making use of this fact. Formula to calculate simple interest is given by simple interest equals P into R into T divided by 100. P is the principal amount, then R is the rate of interest, T is time in years. In the given problem, P equals rupees 1000, R is 8%, interest at the end of first year is rupees 1000 into 8 into 1 whole divided by 100. Two zeros get cancelled, which means we are dividing both numerator and the denominator by 100. 10 into 8 into 1 is rupees 80. Interest at the end of second year, rupees 1000 into 8 into 2 divided by 100. Again, two zeros, they get cancelled, rupees 160. Interest at the end of third year, 1000 into 8 into 3 over 100. This is equal to rupees 240. Interest at the end of fourth year. This gives us, on simplifying, rupees 320. Similarly, we can calculate the interest at the end of fifth year, sixth year, and so on. The interest in rupees at the end of first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and so on, respectively, are 80, 160, 240, 300, so on. It is self-evident that this list of numbers form an AP with A equals 80 and D equals 80. To find interest at the end of 30th year, all we have to do is to find A30. Note that N equals 30 here. AN equals A plus N minus 1 into D. A30 equals 80 plus 30 minus 1 into 80. A30 equals 80 plus 29 into 80. This is equal to 80 plus 2320. A30 equals 2400. Therefore, the interest at the end of 30 years is rupees 2400. Now let us move on to the last example. In a flower bed, there are 23 rose plants. In the first row, 21 in the second, 19 in the third, and so on. There are 5 rose plants in the last row. How many rows are there in the flower bed? Now, number of rose plants in the first row, second row, third row, so on are 23, 21, 19, etc. Let us check whether the least of numbers form an AP. A2 minus A1 equals 21 minus 23 equals minus 2. A3 minus A2 equals 19 minus 21. Again, this is equal to minus 2. Therefore, for each positive integer k, k plus 1 minus ak is the same every time. The given list of numbers form an AP. Clearly, a equals 23 and d equals minus 2. Also, an equals 5 since it is given that the last row has 5 rose plants. All we have to find is n. N equals an minus a divided by d plus 1. Let us use this direct formula. We can also use an equals a plus n minus 1 into d. N equals 5 minus 23 divided by minus 2 plus 1. N equals minus 18 divided by minus 2 plus 1. 2 ones are 2 nines are. N equals minus divided by minus is plus 9 plus 1. N equals plus 10. Therefore, there are 10 rows in the flower bed. That's it for now. The next session we shall do exercises on what we have studied for. Till then, bye.